Have you ever wondered what truly drives a woman's desire? I'm not talking about superficial attraction or instant chemistry, but that deep, unspoken longing that isn't easily explained yet can be unlocked by someone who understands the psychology behind it all. The dark psychology of female desire is something that only a few truly master, but those who do can create real, lasting connections. Forget about cheap tricks or empty promises. True persuasion in winning a woman's heart comes from the ability to subtly manipulate her emotions, gently, without forcing anything. Imagine being able to spark an uncontrollable desire in her, not because you're the most handsome or the wealthiest, but because you understand what she truly wants: security, trust, and above all, to be seen as someone unique. Emotional manipulation doesn't mean deceiving or using underhanded tactics. Quite the opposite, it's about connecting with her on a deep level, recognizing her most intimate needs, and winning her heart in a way that feels natural and authentic. Want to know how? Keep reading, because what I'm about to share will change the way you relate to and connect with women forever. The dark psychology of desire might seem like something that belongs to a dark and mysterious realm, but in reality, it's a set of deeply human principles that often go unnoticed in our daily interactions. Take the female mind, for example. Few people realize that the desires they express, or even the ones they keep hidden, can be influenced by both external and internal factors. What draws her desire? What makes her lose herself in the intentions of someone who, at their core, truly understands her? The key isn't just in the words she says, but in her mental control, something far beyond mere charm. Understanding what moves a woman is more than just deciphering her words. It's about understanding what's left unsaid, what's subtle and implied. And that's where the psychological game begins. Female desire isn't about looks or simply showing affection. It's visceral, built from insecurities and hidden pleasures, unconscious desires that most men don't know how to tap into. When we talk about mental control over her, the idea isn't about crude manipulation, but rather a subtle, almost imperceptible touch that goes straight to the heart of her psyche. For example, think about how certain words or even gestures can change the course of a conversation, or her mood entirely. This is the principle of persuasion to win her over. Often, what a woman wants isn't just attention or affection, but to be understood without words, to be seen in a way that's unique, as someone truly valued, not through obvious appeals. This kind of deep understanding requires patience, and mastering your emotions is the first step. Emotional manipulation to win someone's heart might sound negative at first glance, but when you consider the impact emotions have on decision-making, it's easy to see that we all use this principle to some degree. Whether in an intimate conversation or a casual date, when someone can touch another person's emotions, not through direct manipulation, but with empathy, this creates a powerful connection. The female mind is complex, but when you understand the crucial role emotions play in it, control becomes natural. So how can we use this knowledge to our advantage? For example, in the context of pursuing a woman, knowing which emotional trigger to activate can be the key to deepening the relationship. Emotional manipulation, if done ethically, can be the art of proving you're worthy of her trust, that you understand her on a level no one else can reach. You might be wondering how this dark psychology of desire applies in practice. Imagine you're having dinner with her, and she shares a sad story from her life. How should you react? Instead of rushing to offer advice or change the subject, the key lies in how you listen and respond. Sometimes, simply validating her experience, without rushing to fix or save the situation, creates a deeper connection than any grand gesture could. Women often want to be heard and understood, not in a superficial way, but on a deeper level. And that's what creates a latent desire for someone who knows how to activate this psychology. Emotional manipulation, then, isn't about deceiving or hurting someone. It's about using emotions and thoughts to create an environment where they feel comfortable opening up to what you want to share. The dark psychology of desire is about understanding and working with these emotions. After all, female emotions and desires aren't just things to observe. They're powerful forces that, when channeled correctly, can lead you to win her heart in a deep, unique way. Her mental control starts with the ability to observe, understand, and most importantly, respect the rhythm and limits of her mind. This isn't about manipulating or forcing a change in her thinking, but adjusting your behavior to reflect a deep understanding of how she thinks and feels. When you tune into what's going on in her head, you earn her trust. But more importantly, you place yourself in a strategic position where her desire can gradually be influenced. Her mental control, in this sense, is like a game of chess. Every move, every word, every glance is calculated to provoke a response. And the beauty of this game is that, contrary to popular belief, The person who truly holds control over her is not the one who acts hastily or with excessive dominance, but rather the one who knows how to wait and understands the timing of every move. When we talk about mental control, it's impossible not to mention the power of patience. Contrary to what many might think, the person who controls a woman's mind is not the one who speaks the most, but the one who knows when to listen. The ability to know when a word needs to be said and when silence should be maintained is crucial. For example, in an intimate conversation, you don't always have to fill the silence with words. Often, mental control lies in showing that you're there, without rushing, just present, ready to hear what she has to say. This type of control creates an aura of trust and desire because she feels she has space to be herself without external pressures. The dark psychology of desire fits in here, because by understanding these moments of silence, you activate her mind in a way that's barely noticeable. Her mental control also involves the ability to influence her actions without her realizing she's being influenced. How do you do this? Start with small suggestions and reinforcements. It's not about brute manipulation, but about offering small cues she'll take as her own. Imagine a situation where she's hesitating over a big decision. Instead of pressuring her with a "do this now," you can use words that lead her to believe the decision was already in her mind, just waiting to be brought to light. This kind of persuasion to win her over is subtle but powerful. Over time, you'll make her feel that her ideas are her own, yet at the same time, you'll be steering the direction in which they move. So how does this apply to actual attraction? Simple. By applying mental control strategically, you start being seen as more than just a passing interest. You become an influencer, a constant presence that shapes and guides her decisions without forcing anything. This is the secret of emotional manipulation to win her over. Understanding the right moment to reinforce a belief, suggest an action, or simply be an unwavering support. And the most interesting part is that by doing this subtly, she doesn't feel manipulated but rather valued by someone who is intelligently and carefully present. At the core, controlling her mind is about being able to adjust your behavior and actions according to the signal she's sending, even if they're nonverbal. It's not about domination or pressure. It's about being the one who knows how to listen, who's attentive, and who has the power to guide interactions in a way that creates a deep and lasting connection. And this, in turn, opens the door to the next level of attraction, where her deepest desires can be revealed in a natural and spontaneous way. Female desire is often a mystery to many men. However, it's not something hidden or impenetrable, but a reflection of a woman's emotional and psychological needs, which, when understood, become a key to unlocking very deep doors. Desire isn't just about physical attraction or romantic gestures. It's intrinsically linked to how a woman perceives her value and her connection to those around her. This is why female desire often becomes a game of patience, showing that you understand her complexities, not only in intense moments but also in the subtleties of everyday life. Understanding this desire goes beyond a superficial view. It's about grasping what she wants in terms of security, trust, and emotional reciprocity. Often, what women desire isn't something that can be easily described because it's complex and multifaceted. The dark psychology of desire reveals that women, contrary to popular belief, don't just seek an ideal of beauty or an attractive personality. They seek someone who makes them feel secure, valued, and, above all, understood. When you aim to win a woman's heart in a genuine way, it's essential to first understand the emotional aspects of female desire. It's not about forcing a connection, but creating a space where she can explore and express her most intimate feelings without fear of judgment. True persuasion in winning her over lies in being her confidant, the one who understands the unsaid, the things she feels but doesn't articulate. Another crucial aspect of female desire is emotion. Often, desire doesn't stem from mere physical attraction or a practical situation. Desire arises from an intense emotional connection that transcends logic and touches the depths of being. Emotional manipulation to win a woman's heart, in this case, doesn't mean deceiving her or manipulating her emotions negatively, but rather being able to connect with her in a way that makes her feel something genuine and deep. By showing empathy and understanding, you create an aura that attracts, and this emotional connection is what will ignite the fire of desire in her. She feels connected, and from there, the desire starts flowing more naturally. Understanding and awakening female desire also means understanding that this desire is often more a reflection of how she sees herself than what you can do for her. Many women want to be seen as unique, as someone of immeasurable value. In this context, when you present yourself as someone who sees that in her, who values her qualities and makes her feel special, you activate a desire that is stronger than any superficial attraction. Persuasion in winning her over, therefore, goes beyond any trick or approach. It's based on the ability to make her perceive herself as someone deserving of your affection and attention. True female desire is about this perception of value that you offer in a genuine and unrushed way. When you begin to notice these nuances of female desire, you start to understand that winning a woman's heart doesn't require being the most handsome, the wealthiest, or the most outgoing. The secret lies in how you handle her feelings, how you make her feel in your presence, and in the interactions you have with her. Creating this space of comfort, understanding, and appreciation is the first step to unlocking her desire. This desire grows gradually as she becomes more and more comfortable in your presence. And naturally, attraction will be cultivated in an organic and powerful way. When we talk about persuasion to win her over, many times the first thing that comes to mind is manipulation techniques and quick strategies. However, true persuasion is not about cheap tricks. It's about genuine connection and the ability to align your intentions with her desires. To win a woman over effectively, it's essential to understand that persuasion is not an aggressive or forced action, but a natural exchange of energy. It's about showing her that you understand her, that you're willing to invest time and effort into seeing her happy, without resorting to desperate or manipulative behavior. It's a game of subtlety, where the key is knowing when to act and when to simply let the moment unfold. One of the most powerful aspects of persuasion to win her over is the ability to make her feel unique and special. By paying attention to details that others might overlook, you create an environment where she starts to realize that you see her in an exclusive way. For instance, during a date, instead of just worrying about the venue or what you'll say, focus on observing her body language, paying attention to the small gestures, such as the tone of her voice or the expressions she uses. These details can be more valuable than any expensive gift or superficial compliment. True persuasion comes from attention and care, and that's how you start standing out from everyone else. Another important factor in this process is the use of confidence. When aiming to win a woman over, confidence must be cultivated gradually. It's not about being arrogant, but about transmitting a calm, assertive energy that shows you have control over the situation and yourself. This can be demonstrated in small gestures of security, like taking the initiative to plan something fun for the two of you, without appearing as though you're seeking validation. By showing that you have confidence in your actions, you send a clear message that you are someone she can trust, someone who's in control, but in a natural, unforced way. Persuasion is not just about what you say, but what you convey. This can be achieved through concrete actions that show your genuine interest in her without being overly aggressive. Think about the type of gesture that would make her feel more comfortable and interested. Perhaps a simple, sincere compliment about something you truly admire in her, or a show of support during times she needs it most. The dark psychology of desire is deeply tied to these small gestures, which, when done in the right way, create a strong and lasting emotional bond. She begins to see you as someone who genuinely cares, not just someone seeking attention or temporary validation. And don't forget that true persuasion also involves respecting her space. When you're able to distance yourself and let her take the reins of the situation at certain moments, you create a mix of curiosity and desire. Instead of pressuring her, you allow her to feel the need to seek your company. This type of subtle approach creates a positive cycle, where she starts to wonder why she's so attracted to you, while at the same time feeling safe and desired. This is where emotional manipulation to win her over comes into play. When you can touch her emotions in a way that doesn't feel forced, but light, natural, and intentional. Emotional manipulation, in this context, is often misunderstood. Contrary to the negative definition many people have, it doesn't involve deceit or malice. Rather, it's about deeply understanding a woman's emotions and using that understanding to create an authentic emotional connection. Emotional manipulation here means having the ability to influence her emotional state subtly, without seeming like you're forcing anything. This can be done through actions and words that touch her emotions in a thoughtful and strategic way. When talking about emotional manipulation, the most important thing is never to cross her boundaries. The goal is not to cause suffering or confusion, but to create a solid foundation of affection and trust. The key to effective emotional manipulation is empathy. To win a woman over genuinely, it's necessary to be able to feel what she feels, to perceive her insecurities, her joys, and even her fears. This level of understanding allows you to act in a way that alleviates her concerns and reinforces her strengths. For example, when she's going through a tough time, instead of trying to solve the problem practically, you can offer genuine emotional support. By doing this, you not only become a reliable figure, but also someone she feels she can open up to and trust without reservation. This type of emotional connection creates a strong bond that, over time, fuels her desire and interest in you. Another fundamental point is knowing how to deal with emotional reciprocity. Emotional manipulation to win her over also involves the ability to make the woman emotionally invested in the relationship. It's not about making empty promises or manipulating her emotions to make her feel guilty or obliged to reciprocate feelings. It's about giving her the space to express her emotions authentically, creating an emotional exchange that flows naturally. An example of this would be, after a date, making it clear that you appreciated her company without being overly effusive. By doing this, you show that you appreciate the time shared, without pressuring her for more than the moment requires. This type of emotional balance makes her begin to invest more emotionally in the relationship, without feeling pressured. Effective emotional manipulation also includes the art of stepping back when necessary. Often, by stepping back for a brief period, you allow her to miss you, while at the same time, you make her seek your presence more naturally. This type of emotional play should not be used manipulatively, but as a way to generate longing and value the relationship. A practical example would be giving a little space after a moment of emotional intimacy, allowing her to absorb the emotional impact of the experience and long for more. This subtle control of her emotions creates a deeper bond, and, upon your return, you reinforce the perception that your presence is valuable and desired. Finally, emotional manipulation is also about being able to inspire trust. When you make her feel safe to express her emotions and thoughts without fear of judgment, you create a solid foundation for desire to grow. When a woman feels she can be vulnerable, she begins to open up in a way she wouldn't with anyone else. This creates deep emotional intimacy, which is the fuel for lasting desire. Therefore, emotional manipulation to win her over should not be seen as a destructive technique, but as a tool for building an authentic connection, where both sides feel valued and desired. Have you ever thought about having any woman you want just through text messages? There's a secret that all women keep with them. A mental trigger that activates in their minds when you send a few specific messages. I teach all of this in an ebook, and I'll leave it as a gift in the first pinned comment of this video. It's not free because I put effort into making it, but it's almost free, since the price is ridiculously low. Cheaper than a snack. Go ahead and grab your gift. Now that you understand the true psychology behind female desire, I ask you, what will you do with this knowledge? Are you ready to become the type of man who knows exactly what a woman needs emotionally and how to win her heart genuinely? It's not about tricks or cheap manipulation, but about building a deep emotional connection that resonates with what she truly desires. The real persuasion to win a woman is in showing her that you understand her, that you value who she is, and that you can be someone with whom she feels safe. Now it's your turn. Start applying these principles and watch how your interactions change. Women are complex, but not impenetrable. With empathy, patience, and the right strategies, you can master the art of authentic and irresistible attraction. Are you ready to put everything you've learned into practice? If you like what you read, make sure to subscribe now and turn on notifications to keep learning more about mastering female psychology and becoming the best version of yourself. Don't miss the chance to transform your relationships and conquer what you truly desire. And have you ever imagined becoming irresistible just by using psychology to your advantage? There is a way to put this into practice very simply, but that's a subject for another video. The good news is that I've already recorded it, and it's right here on your screen. Click there, and I'll see you there.